PC build challenge. In this case, it's actually more decorating than building because we are adding another little section to our artist's alley. Now, this is X, and boy howdy, was picking something for this letter really hard because I didn't have anything. Like, I found a couple other words. There was like something for like an athletic area, I think like a greeting room that was in a monastery kind of deal. But in the end I went with the, and I might be pronouncing this wrong, Xylography studio, which essentially it's like, xylography is carving into wood. So in effect, the person that works here carves wood. It makes it a lot more intricate, more detailed. You can see I'm putting down different carved furniture pieces, pictures, things like that. The bottom level is meant to be like the sales studio, I guess, or like where you would see examples of their work. The next level is where they would actually carve things, and then the top level, because this is a 3-story section, is kind of where like the designs would be sketched out and thought up, I guess? I don't know. Words are hard. It's currently 2 a.m. just to tell you where my brain is at right now. So yeah, I didn't really go too overboard with this one. It just didn't feel necessary or like the kind of section that really needed to be over decorated. Plus, this lot has so many little sections to it that I don't want it to be completely broken when it actually ends up being finished, which who knows when that will be, but yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is mostly just like a I can go take screenshots there kind of lot. Because it's not owned by anybody and I don't plan on it being owned. I was gonna have Arndt Blumenthal like buy all the community lots that nobody was really gonna own, but it's too much effort. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this lot. I'm picking out different things as you can see. I like that little mallet and then like the ruler. I don't know what you would need a mallet for, but like you might. Maybe you were like be hitting the thing when you carve, kind of like when you carve like marble. I don't know. Clearly, I do not know. I was just kind of winging it. I think it turned out cute though. Like I said, it's very small, but it didn't need to be a big, fancy, crazy lot. Especially when it's not really even something that's possible for Sims to do. Like I have woodworking benches, but they can't carve, so yeah. Also, fun fact about my day today, I made an entire funfetti cake and ate it all by myself, so my stomach is just thrilled to death with me. Like, 0 out of 10, do not recommend, but I've had a sweet tooth lately. I don't know why. I go through phases where I either want something like really salty or really sweet. I always joke that like I have the food, and that is the only thing that I want to eat for weeks at a time, which growing up as a teenage cisgender female, yeah, that was great for my parents, I'm sure. Every month they're like, is she pregnant? Like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm just weird. Like, I have the food, neurodivergent, and like that's the only thing that I want to eat. It's just those weird things. Like at one point the food was literally just like pickle chips. Like not potato chips, like the little pickle chips you put on a burger. And I would just eat them by the bowl. Another time it was slices of cheddar cheese dipped in mustard. I still eat that. And what is it? The most recent food was cottage cheese. Sometimes it's like a semi-healthy or odd thing, but yeah, right now I don't have a food and I'm a little upset about it. I don't even know why. Like, I mentioned it to a doctor once and they're like, oh, well, it could be something that, you know, maybe a vitamin or something your body needs and it's craving that and that's why it's telling you. And I'm like, oh, really? Because at one point the food was peanut M&Ms. What do I need? The protein? Like, it would be better to crave peanut butter. Yeah, it's weird. A lot of weird things about me, but that's one fun fact for you. As you can see, I'm trying to find anything that I can really put in here. I actually ended up finding, I'm gonna throw a bunch of junk down, but they're medical tools that I believe were created by Simbury, but but they kind of look like carving tools too, because a lot of people actually carve with like scalpels and things, so I was able to put those down. I also found that little tactic cane thing, a comb that looked kind of carved, a little jewelry box, just little things, but it was at least, it made it feel a little more alive rather than just like this flat, here's a couple chairs, huzzah, here's a couple workstations, okay, yeah. And I didn't really use too many OMSPs or concern myself with them being functional because, like I said, this lot, probably not going to be owned, probably not going to be used. This is here for the aesthetic, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, sometimes you just gotta make an aesthetic choice. And I'm trying to enjoy it because I had to delete a whole bunch of neighborhood deco, because every time I'm in neighborhood view now, it's just pink soup everywhere. And it's upsetting. But also, like, I can either have pink soup or I can delete all the neighborhood deco, and so I've been trying to reach the point where it stops doing that. Because it had been good, and then, like, I went overboard, as I normally do, and I'm like, I'm just gonna decorate all of it. And I didn't even, like, I should have tested. I should have been like, I'll decorate a little bit here, and then the next time I open the game, you know, we'll see. But no, I just went gung-ho, and then the next time I opened my game, I was like, ooh, hi Pink Soup. I've been seeing a lot of people move their Sims 2 games to Linux, I don't know how to say it. It makes me nervous. Mostly because my brain struggles a lot with, like, different platforms. So, like, a Mac computer, I cannot grasp it. iPhones, I just can't. Like, I had an Android as my first phone, and that's the only thing that I can use. And I've tried, but I just, the way that my brain works, it's like I've learned it this one way, I cannot learn anything else. That's why programming was so hard for me, and still is hard for me. Because the first programming language that I ever learned was HTML. And so trying to learn anything else, even like cascading style sheets, my brain just didn't want to do it. But, I try. Although it is funny when, like, I don't know a coding language, but, like, I know if something's not working right, and I can say why it's not working right. That was my job, essentially. They're like, how do you know that that's what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. Just like when I was in English class, like, I did not know how to diagram a sentence, but I could tell you why it was wrong and what was wrong. It's a miracle I got through school at all. Actually, it's a miracle that nobody clocked that my brain was just, like, wonky. Because the signs were there. It's just girls and women who are neurodivergent or are on the spectrum or what have you. I haven't been tested or anything, but, like, my brother's fully on the spectrum, so odds are good when they start talking about things that he did. I'm like, oh, I do that. Oh, I do that too. But, like, women and girls don't present the same just because the way that we're raised. But also, I guess we're better at, like, mimicking behavior, so it's just not noticeable. But yeah, like, when I was a kid, I used to, the puh sound, tuh, I would just sit there and go puh, 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 puh. And nobody heard me because I was up in my room just by myself, and I kind of instinctively had this idea of, like, I shouldn't do this in front of people because they're gonna look at me weird. But yeah, I guess that's a story for another day. I mean, I probably could figure something out, but at this point, I function, it's fine. I don't need a label. I got enough labels. I got enough going on. It is frustrating though, like, because I know, especially younger people, it's getting better, but, like, the fact that doctors they just continue to fail. Women, primarily, but most people, I don't know, it irritates me. But yeah, we're pretty much done with a lot. Like, I'm just gonna put a couple tools on the tables to make them, like I said, look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more lively. But let me know what you think, if you've ever actually heard this word before, because I certainly had not. If you think that it works for what we were trying to accomplish, and yeah, any thoughts and opinions really. I don't care. You can just tell me how your day was. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.